Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And a special prayer goes out to all of those more than 500,000 people that still don't have electricity here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We had some major storms over the past few days, as all of you know, and we had no electricity in our building yesterday. We couldn't conduct business. Fortunately, we have it today. We were lucky. Rich Levinsky's down in Palestine, still with no electricity, so he's not going to be with us today. We'll have another program following this introduction program, and we are blessed to be as intact as we are, which leads us to being grateful. There's always something to be grateful for, and we've been doing that for the past few months, just being grateful, spending 10 or 15 seconds being grateful. Go. Think of 3 things to be grateful for. If you didn't lose any property or any problems, any challenges in your life yesterday with the day before with the storms that we had, then you have certainly a lot to be grateful for. If you have electricity and power and the ability to come into work, you are grateful. And boy, we have so much to be grateful for. I want to talk about in this first session a lesson that everybody ought to, if you're a job seeking candidate, we ought to be aware of. And it comes down to just simple courtesy and also just common sense. I had a candidate last week who, a very marketable candidate, and he had very good skills. I got him 3 excellent interviews, and he had 3 or 4 others that he didn't tell me about that he probably should have told me about. 3 of these clients of mine wanted to have him back this week. They interviewed him twice last week. We had a holiday this week, so they wanted to interview him after the holiday. And 2 of them told him that they intended to hire him and that they wanted to have him back in to hire him. And they had 2 interviews with him, and I wanted to we're going to prepare offers and let him know that they were ready to hire him. And he was to come back in Wednesday and Thursday of this week, which is today and tomorrow. And he accepted dates with them that and led them to believe that he was interested in going to work for them. Now, I told them that he had had quite a few interviews and that he was pretty much in the queue with a couple of people that I knew of. And he didn't tell me about 3 others that he had, which is okay. I assume that if I get a candidate close to an offer, that he's close to 2 other offers. But what he didn't do was let them know that he had had 3 other cycles with some other firms and that he was close to offers with the other people and that he was closer to offers with them than he was with my clients. It would have been better for him to do that. He led them on both to the idea that he was going to accept their offers. I warned them that it's a possibility that he wasn't going to take either one of their offers, because you can't commit to taking 2 offers. Well, I guess you can, but you can't show up at 2 jobs. So yesterday rolled around and he ended up emailing my 2 clients and told them that he wasn't going to make the appointments that he had for them today, which is Wednesday, because he had accepted one of the offers that he had gotten last Friday. And there was a third one involved with one of my clients that he did basically the same thing with, not quite as bad, but he led them on too. You got to think about doing things like that. Being more upfront and honest with a prospective employer is a lot better to do. The reason is that 2.5 to 3 years from now, he may very well need these people. And as one of the employers that I work with, that I presented him to, said to me, I'll remember this. I put off hiring 2 other candidates because of this guy telling me or implying that he was going to accept my job. And I reminded the employer that I told him that the candidate was involved in a number of cycles and that it would be best not to count on anything. But he still took it as though the candidate implied that he was going to accept the offer, and that if the candidate ever looked for a job again, don't bother calling him. Remember, whoever you run into in a cycle of interviewing, there's a good chance that you're going to run into them again. Somewhere down the line, you're going to run into them again. And you always, always, always want to tell the truth, be open. He didn't lie, but he led them on a little bit. And he made 3 people pretty upset. 2 people postponed hiring other people waiting for him. It was a little disingenuous, and one of them for sure, and probably 2 of them, will never entertain hiring the guy again because they inconvenienced the employer. Remember, whoever you run into today, you're very well likely to run into again. Whatever you do, make sure you remember that. No matter how difficult the news is, remember you may have to face this same person 2 or 3 years down the line. So keep it straight, keep it up, and make sure they think highly of you. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.